Told you that this is an SAP system. Basis layer. Okay. After that we have the database. And we have the OS. Okay. So in the OS there are different directories, right? That directory for USR, SAP, France, right? Then USR, SAP, C, and then EXC, where the kernel is. The kernel is located here, right? And all your transports are here, right? Whenever you transport, whenever we release some transports in my local computer, it will be going to this directory. Use SAP trans data directory. Okay? Right. So there first, goes here first. And from here it goes to the, it will be imported in the other machine. If this is development, it will be imported into the estimate qualification. So first it goes from here to here, to operating system level. Good morning. Even if you make changes in the profiles, this is SAP environment, right? So even if you change the profiles here, the profiles will be coming down to operating system level. Right? Sometimes you have to, if suppose you have made a mistake in the profile, right? You have made the changes in the profile and you rebooted the system. Since there are problems, when we try to reboot, it doesn't start SAP. It doesn't start SAP because profile has a problem, parameter problem. Somebody added the wrong parameter. Then you have to go to OS level. You have to go to the OS level and go to the directory where the profile is, and then modify the profile. Correct the mistakes. Correct the mistakes.
Don, when you are configuring a server, like in single server, you have to develop once there's a server into like dual service server. The other one is web server, and the other one is database server. Okay, one server, but do you have to create a partition for a database and another partition for the web?
It's always better to keep the database separate from the machine. Right?
Or separate from the machine?
Because we may be sharing the database.
Yeah.
And other machines also. And also we will have a lot of things like a lot of rates, like mirroring, log files has to be mirrored.
Yeah.
And also a lot of other things. So we don't keep it in partitions.
Okay.
In the real environment. Right?
We don't keep
have different hard drives, mirrored hard drives, RAID file for data. So I told you that there is a profile here called default profile. We have three types of profiles. Default profile, and what is the other profile? Instance profile.
Instance.
And apart from that, there is another profile called start profile. There are three types of profiles. So those three types of profiles are in the operating system level, right? When the system is booted, it is read from the operating system level because SAP is starting only at that time. So this profile has to be read in the operating system level, right? And the default profile has to be read before starting the instance. So this is read first, and this is read second. Okay. The default profile is read first, and instance profile is read second. So if you make a change in default profile, if you will have have a parameter in default profile. Say parameter is equal to some number 25. Same parameter here equal to 35, which will be effective in the instance class 35, right? Because this will override that. And then in the basis layer we have instances. We have central instance. We have dialog instances.
So this instance default and instance profile, they are on the OS level?
Yeah, they are OS level.
Okay.
Any changes you make, you are supposed to make in the SAP level.
Yeah.
And then after making, you bring it back to the OS level.
OS level. Oh, okay.
And the applications are running on top of this. Like if ICO, SDO, those things, right? So now, this is an instance. We assume that this is central instance. And it is 0, 1, we say. And this is dialog instance. That is, say, 97 in your system. In your system, central is 97, right? Yeah, so this is 0, 1, and this is 97. So what are the profiles we have in the instance? What are the profiles we have in the instance? Only instance profile. So we have instance profile here. Does this have an instance profile? Does this have? Yes. Yes. All of them have an instance profile. So we have two instance profiles. So we have instance profiles. What are the parameters we can have in the instance profile? What are the parameters we can have, which we can change? Password length. Password length, okay. Password length. Then can you based on whatever you have learned, what are the other parameters we should have? Actually, we have hundreds of parameters. So what else? Password length, then?
Buffer size.
What else?
Buffer size.
Various buffer sizes. Then what else?
Local memory size.
Local memory. Local memory, there are different ones, so parameters. Then what else? Number of dialog work processors, number of dialog work processors. It's called WP, no, that is a parameter, right? Likewise, the number of dialog work processors, school work processors, background work processors, all those can be, are there. But those are parameters. So number of dialog work processors now may be 5, so we can increase it to 6 by changing this parameter. Okay? So it has hundreds of parameters. Okay? How will I view those parameters? I want to view those parameters. I want to view. How will I view? You learned already. I showed you once RZ11. Right? Using RZ11 T code, we can view the parameters. Some of the parameters can be changed temporarily, dynamically, but when you shut down the system, it disappears. Okay? But if you want to change permanently, then R is at 10. You want to just view R is at 10 or RS param or R is 11. When you want to change permanent, then R is at 10. So we have 3 profiles we can change here. The 2 profiles or 3 profiles we can change. One is start profile, can be changed, or we can change instance profile. We have 2 instances here, or we can change the default profile.
All 3 can be changed.
All 3 can be changed. A start profile, we don't normally feel much. The password length. If we change the password length in this profile, it will affect only that profile or it will affect the entire system. And change the password length parameter in this instance profile. So that will affect only that instance or it will affect the entire system.
Actually, just that instance.
Just that instance. Same thing, if I change the listing for this, it will affect only that instance. Okay? So, if I want the people logging in through this to have the minimum password length 10 characters, then I put it here in this instance profile. If I want people here, logging in through here, to have 25 character password minimum, then I put it here. Okay? Same applies to other things also. If I want more dialog word processors, I will adjust the WP no dia here. If I want more dialog word processors, I adjust it there.
What about if you want to change it in all of them?
If you want to change in all of them, then you go and change it here in the default. So you change in the default parameter which will be effective in all the instances. So you have the same, you have one parameter, depends on where you apply that parameter, your changes will take place. Right? We assume that I made a change in the instance profile. What I should do after I make the changes? I am typing a command called RZ11 and I am making a changes here. Changes made here. After changes are made here, what we should do? After changes are made here, what I should do? After changes are made.
You are saying RZ11 is to be
RZ10, I made changes here.
RZ.
So after changes, what I should do?
Change also in the database level.
No, I don't have a change operating system. I don't have a change in the operating system. But I will save it here and then activate.
Oh,
Then it will be coming to the
operating system.
level. So it has to go to the operating system level before I shut down and start the instance. Then only it will be read once a day.
Is that the generate thing in the SAP that we did the last time around? Activate or generate? Is that the same thing?
Generate is different. When we generate, when we make changes
Yeah.
in the
Users?
organization profiles.
Yeah, yeah.
So version. If there are errors in the profile, you say there are errors, then you can correct. So the advantage of changing the instance profile here, I can change here also if I want. If you want to change the profile, if you want to increase the number of dialog boxes, I can increase here. But the advantage of doing here is, if somebody make a mistake, the system will warn you. So you have an option to correct your mistake. Right? But here, even if you make a mistake, it doesn't say anything. And also it doesn't put any records there that the matters change it on this day. It doesn't put there. But here it puts there. So you can ask him what changes he made, why he made that, so you can do some inquiries there. Here it's not possible. So better always change here, right?
So how can you, is there a log file?
Next to the line you make changes, there will be an entry. This was changed. Also version will change.
Oh,
Version will change. When you go to the operating system, it shows this was changed on this day by this user. Right?
Yeah, because for security purposes, you might want to know who made the changes.
Not for security purposes, for performance issues. When you have performance issues.
Yeah, performance issues.
So if one person has made this change, that is why we have issues with the performance. Right? So for queries, further queries, and corrections. Right? So we have three profiles. Instance profile effect on instance, default grammar effects, and that is a part that we have.
Is that profile?
It has some different parameters we show you. Each of these profile in this R10 can be modified using three levels: basic and expert, advanced and expert. Three levels of it. So I show you this. After that we have save and activate. Then it will go to the operating system level. Then we shut down the system. We have to shut down the instance and then start. So after making changes, we shut only the instance and then start. Then the instance profile will be read again. Like when you make changes in the, if you want the daemons in Linux or Unix to pay in a different way, you make changes in the configuration file which affects the daemon functionalities. Then after that you have to restart the daemon, okay? The same way. Then we need to reread the configuration changes. Okay? So the configuration changes will be reread. So first time when we install this server, we don't see any instance profile in the SAP level. Because instance profiles are created only in the operating system level.
First time.
After you finish installing SAP, then you go and see, I want to see the instance profile, but you cannot see anything there. What you should do in that case? How do you make changes there? Why you go to the operating system and make changes? What do you do?
No idea.
You have to import the profile. So first time, you have to import the profiles. Import all these profiles to SAP level. There's an option to import from active servers. Active servers means this is the application server, this is an application server. So active servers means it will import the profile for this server and it will import the instance profile for this server. Okay. Then we will see the instance profiles for those two servers. Okay.
So you go to from the operating system.
Yeah.
The two the SAP application.
Yes. So today we will be doing some instance profile changes, parameter changes, and after that we will be creating a role in the development system. We are going to create a role in the development system and then we do the testing system. Okay? The transfer. So that is we create a change request and then move the change request. As IT support people, to do it. It's supposed to be working in a civil environment. So we can hold up that and whenever you shut down an instance, you have to get the authorization to shut down. All the profile change has to be done when the system is not active. You want to shut down. Right? A lot of people are using the system. If you have to shut down and people are using this instance, you may want to tell them, you may want to ask them to log into the other instance. Okay? They can see the same data, they can see the same client, right? They can log into the same client, right?
And when we make a changes and just wait that the system is not available, then shut it down.
System is not available?
Yeah, just make a changes and then wait for everybody to go home.
You can't be there at that time because you also want to do it. So you make the changes earlier, and then the handle will give you the success instance. And